What even is manifestation? This entire video is going to cover that, but the first thing that I want to start off with is that you have created this life you're living right now. All right, so there's a saying by Joe Dispenza that your personality creates your personal reality, and your present personality has created your present life. The life you're living right now, if you don't like that, you need to change something about yourself. You need to change your personality. Nothing is going to change until you change. 95% of our day, we're on autopilot with our subconscious mind. We're on autopilot with our programmed thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, habits, and behaviors. We have emotional responses to things all fucking day long, and these are just automatic. Our mind is a reflection of everything we know. Programmed thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, habits, and behaviors. When we're children and we receive information, we surrender to this information and we automatically believe that it's the truth. Beliefs are instilled into us and we accept them and believe them without even a second thought. It's until about ages 7 to 12 when we actually start to think for ourselves, when we start to have that divide between the subconscious and the conscious mind, and we actually create the analytical mind. You have beliefs about money, relationships, certain people. You have beliefs and you have a relationship with pretty much everything in your life, with your computer, with your phone, with the people around you, with your environments, what you're going to do tomorrow. One thing that we've just been believing our entire life, one thing that you've been believing your entire life, is that your outer reality creates your inner reality, right? I touch this hot cup of tea and I feel pain in my hand, and that pain creates a negative emotion. That's me being the victim of my outer environment, me being the victim of my circumstances. People often say, well, let's say you're asking someone, why do you feel happy today? Maybe they say, well, I've been having a fucking great day. But then you ask someone else, why are you unhappy? I've been having a shitty day. This is just normal, right? If you're having a good day, you feel happy. If you're having a bad day, you feel sad, you feel unhappy, you feel angry, whatever it is. But isn't this just us playing the victim mentality, being the victim of what's happening to us, to our environment? You are the creator, not a victim. If you think about the relationship you have with the things around you, at least for me, I've found that most of these are just negative relationships. I'm always constantly thinking about what I lack. I'm constantly looking in the negatives in certain people. I'm constantly in a state of stress, fear, anxiety until I do something to change that, until I'm conscious of those thoughts and I consciously change those thoughts to feel the emotions, the vibrations, the feelings that I want to feel. Our mind is a record of the past. It records everything we've been through and it projects that back into our reality. And the things that stick in our mind the most, the things that are created in our mind that are long-term memories, are things that are very emotionally charged, very altered states of being. When you're feeling very negative or very positive, this sticks in our mind like crazy. But what are the things that are often stuck in our mind? What are the long-term memories that we often think about? If you just thought of those things, it's probably negative. You probably brought back up those emotions of negativity, fear, anxiety, stress. Whatever it is, whatever you typically feel on a day-to-day basis, that's come from somewhere, and that's come from your long-term memories, your beliefs, your perceptions, your habitual way of thinking. Most negative memories, most negative emotions come from a state of high stress. When you're stressed, anxious, worried, you automatically are put into this fight or flight state. If you don't know what fight or flight is, it's where you are you either fucking fight off that danger that's about to kill you, or you run and hide and get away from that danger that's about to kill you. But what are we stressed about? What are you stressed about? Is that thing going to kill you? Maybe you're stressed about school. Maybe you're stressed about this girl you want to approach. Maybe you're stressed about making money. These things aren't physically going to harm you in this moment. In this moment right now, maybe you're just chilling on the couch. Maybe you're just sitting on your desk, slouched over. But you're feeling stressed. Why are you feeling stressed? Why are you feeling anxious? Why are you feeling worried, fearful? This tells our body, be aware of our surroundings. Be aware of what can harm us. You are forced to focus on this thing that you're stressing about because you don't want to die. You don't want to be physically harmed. So you're more focused on that thing. Let's say you're in a state of lack. You want money, you want abundance, you want prosperity, but you feel like you're lacking this. This makes you stressed. This makes you worried, fearful. And what does that do? It makes you focus on that lack even more. And what emotions does that create? Even more stress, even more fear, even more anxiety. When you want something in life, it means that you lack that thing, right? It means you don't have it. Often maybe in the past you went through something with money. Maybe you lost some money, maybe money was taken away from you, maybe you don't have enough money, etc., etc. You're in lack. You lack something that you want. When you're in a state of lack, your brain automatically predicts how long it'll take to get that thing that you want. So right now you're at one point of consciousness and your brain is thinking of this other points of consciousness when you will have that thing that you want, and it predicts how long it'll take to get there. And how do we get from point A to point B? We have to do something, obviously. But what often happens when we get to point B? We spend all of our time, all of our energy, we're so exhausted, and we're just not even grateful for that thing. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid and I really wanted a certain toy, I would feel fucking lack. Oh, I wanted that toy. Oh, holy shit. I can't be happy until I get this toy. Then as soon as I got it, I'd be like, damn, this isn't as good as my mind hyped it up to be. And I would be ungrateful, right? Maybe I'd play with that toy for a week, it'd be cool. But then after that week, I was on to the next toy. I was on to that next best thing. And that's what most people are like in life. Joe Dispenza actually calls this the lack game. When you get something you want, you just want something else. You're waiting for something to happen in order to feel that desired emotion. But do you even want that thing? Or do you just want the emotion that that thing will give you? What's the reason you want money? Maybe you want to be less stressed, you want to be peaceful, you want to have freedom. What if you could just feel all of those feelings without having that physical paper? Like I said before, when you're in a state of survival, stress, fight or flight, it's not a time to create. It's a time to fucking run, hide, or fight off that danger. You can create this way, but it takes a long time. It's not very fun. And also, you're just too exhausted to even enjoy that thing at the end of it. And then, like I said before, you're just on to the next thing. If you do try to create this way, you'll just try to force it, fight for it, compete for it. You'll manipulate, cheat, lie. You'll do whatever you can to get that desired outcome. How much of your waking day do you put on this material world, on the third dimensional world, on matter, on your body, emotions, habits, your environment, time? How much attention do you put on these things? Because like I said before, if you're in a state of fight or flight, if you're in a state of stress, fear, and anxiety, these are the things you're looking at. These are the things you're focused on. This is what you have your attention on. Like I said, you automatically predict what will happen. You automatically predict the worst case scenario because if anything better happens, then that's survival, right? We're in that state of fight or flight. We're trying to survive. We're looking at the outer world, being alert, paying attention to the danger that could be out there. But if it's not actual physical danger, not something that can harm you or kill you possibly, your survival is not at risk. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's traffic, an ex. Whatever it is, this is when this becomes a problem. For people who have been in this state all of their life, they're constantly in a state of stress, fear, anxiety. They're constantly overanalyzing their problems. They're over-focused on what they're lacking. It takes someone crisis or trauma to truly get out of this state, to truly want to change. And I'm fucking grateful as shit that you're here, that you've stayed this far in the video. I truly hope that this helps you. I truly hope that this fucking changes your life, because it's changed mine, and I know it'll change yours too, but you really have to put in the work. When you begin to take your focus off of this third dimensional material world, this is when amazing things happen. This is when you can actually start to create. Like I said before, if you're in a state of fear, stress, anxiety, you're constantly focused on this third dimensional world because you want to survive, right? Often we have an intention, make money, but that thought of making money, that thought of lacking that money makes us feel lack. It makes us feel stress, fear, whatever it may be. And then we're focused on this third dimensional reality, which creates brain incoherence. If you don't know what that is, I'm not going to go into too much detail in that, but it's impossible to create when your brain is not coherent. So what we need to do is take our attention away from this third dimension and start to create brain coherence. And when you are not focusing on anything, when you're literally focusing on nothing at all, it's hard to describe, but the best way I can describe this is when you're meditating, you hear all the sounds around you, you hear your thoughts, you feel your emotions, you just look at these things, you say they're not good or bad. Then this is when we start to have a creative energy flowing within us. This is when our brain starts to become coherent. And when you have that intention of making money and your brain is coherent, this is when you start to create. Once you have the intention and the attention away from everything, this is when you start to fucking create. And then this is when you actually have to go put in the work, obviously. And if you've ever meditated, if you've ever visualized before, you probably realize how amazing these things make you feel, right? But when we go put in the work, this is when we go back to that base vibration. Right now, before I made this video, before I even hit record, I meditated, I visualized, I used affirmations, I did all the things possible to feel as if I was my future self, as if all my dreams are coming true, as if I have everything I ever wanted in life. Which a lot of people think that this is the thing that manifestation is. Feel how you want to feel in your future. And that's completely true. But if you just visualize, use affirmations, meditate, then you go back down to that base vibration when you're putting in the work, you're not going to create. You're going to go back to a state of fear, stress, anxiety. During this video, I've done that many times. I've gone back down to that base vibration of fear, stress, anxiety. And then I focus on my external world. I focus on what I'm lacking. I don't have a successful video. I don't have thousands, millions of subscribers. I'm not helping thousands of people. I'm not yet making thousands, hundreds of millions, whatever I want. Like the things that I want that I don't physically have, this starts to flood my mind. I start to get stressed, anxious. I start to feel like I lack those things. And then this is when my brain becomes incoherent. And then when I am taking the action, I just drop back down to that base vibration, and it's impossible to create. Right now I'm creating. Right now you are creating your reality. You can create anything you want. But if you just visualize, and then as soon as you put in the work, you forget all about that feeling you felt in your visualization. You don't remember how fucking amazing you'll feel in the future. You don't remember how amazing that fucking felt. Then you drop back down to that base vibration, and then what do you think is going to happen? It's not going to be possible to create. When you have that vibrational energy, frequency, you are a vibrational match for what you want in life, then this is when these things are drawn to you and you start to create your reality rather than your reality creating you. This takes so much practice. I just listed off a couple of things: meditation, visualization, affirmations, and if you've ever tried these things before, they're hard as fuck, right? And then you have to transmute that into your everyday life. You have to do that with your eyes open. That's even harder, because when you do open your eyes, you think, fuck, I don't have that thing I was just visualizing. I don't have that girl I just dreamed about. I don't have the body that I just visualized. I don't have the money that I want. I don't have the things I just affirmed to myself. Then we drop back down to that base vibration, that fear, stress, anxiety, that feeling of lack. And you still can create from a feeling of lack, from a feeling of fear, stress, anxiety. I'm sure you've seen people who are fucking hustlers get over that stress and just work. And maybe they make money. Maybe they have that desired outcome, which is possibly money, creating a business, whatever it may be. But a person in lack is usually living in the past. They're frustrated, they're resentful, impatient, because nothing changes in the external reality right away. So they think, fuck, this is taking so long. Trying to create matter with matter takes a long ass fucking time, right? So what do we need to do? We need to create that energetic vibration within us in order to create the material, third dimensional, whatever the fuck we want. When you try to create matter with matter, if I try to create this video with feelings of lack, stress, anxiety, whatever the fuck I want a viral video. I want people to comment, bro, you've helped me so much. You've changed my fucking life. Thank you for this. They subscribe. Whatever I want, whatever that desired outcome is. If I don't feel like I already have that, I feel like I'm lacking that, then my body says, yo, run, fight, or hide. It's in that fucking fight or flight state. I'm having brain incoherence. Maybe I get stressed and anxious when I'm just sitting here making a fucking video. There's nothing that's gonna physically harm me right now, so there's no reason for me to feel stress, anxiety, fear. There's no reason for that. Yet, I still feel those things because I feel that lack. Then my heart starts to beat too fast, I start to become anxious. Then this is when I start to have heart incoherence and brain incoherence. When this positive energy leaves our hearts or mind, this is when it's impossible to predict the future. This is when we predict the worst case scenario. This is when it's impossible to get in touch with that manifestation, because if you think about it, like I said before, we don't want that physical thing. We want how those things are going to make us feel. So if we can feel those feelings right now, start to have that brain and heart coherence, then this is when we can actually create those things in our reality rather than creating that fucking fight or flight, stress, anxiety feeling, which just creates more of that, which creates more lack, which is just a constant cycle of negativity. When you aren't in that state of fucking fear, stress, anxiety, like I've been talking about this entire video, you start to take your attention away from that thing you lack. You start to take your attention away from everything, and your brain and heart start to be coherent. When your heart is coherent, this is when your body starts to say, okay, it's safe to create now. It's safe to take your attention away from everything around you. Your survival's not at risk. It's time to create. Most people say, I can't be grateful for my wealth. It hasn't happened yet. I can't be grateful for my health because I'm unhealthy. I can't be grateful for something that I don't have because I don't fucking have it, right? This is the typical way of life, and this way of life makes it nearly impossible to create. Like I said before, none of this shit is easy. It's been programmed into us to feel lack, to feel fear, to feel anxiety for zero reason at all. And you need to be able to meditate, be aware of your thoughts right now to be able to change them. And you need to start visualizing, start using affirmations, start doing things to reprogram your mind into believing that this is already you. If you feel the feelings of your future, you're no longer looking for them in this external reality. You're no longer in lack. You have them. You literally feel like you have those things. You do have those things. But also, like I said before, when you go throughout your everyday life, you're going to be going down to that base vibration saying, oh, I don't have this, I lack that. What do I got to do next? You start to fear. You start to be anxious. You start to stress. But if nothing is gonna kill you, if nothing is putting your survival at risk, there's no reason to feel these things at all. So you need to be able to feel those feelings of peace, abundance, prosperity, health, wealth, whatever the fuck you visualized. You need to feel that with your eyes open, and you need to be able to take your attention off of everything and put your attention on that feeling that you want to feel, right? This is so fucking hard to do because you still have to put in the work to make money. You still have to put in the work to better your health. You still need to hit the gym to grow muscles. You still need to eat healthy to lose weight. Whatever your goals are in life, you still have to put in the work. And we've been so programmed to think, I want. But when you want something, you lack it, and then you energetically don't have that. You energetically fuck up your brain and heart coherence. You start to look for the external world. You start to fear. You start to stress. And it's impossible to fucking create. But if you can get so good at feeling that vibration with your eyes open, you can get so good at removing your attention from the things that you don't need to be putting your attention on. This is when manifestation starts to become easy as fuck. But meditation's not easy, visualization's not easy, affirmations, meditating, journaling as if you are your future self. Fucking can't even talk right now. But I think you guys get the idea. You have to be able to do these things, and then you need to be able to do these things with your eyes open. You need to be able to vibrate as if you are your future self, despite all of your thoughts, emotions, all of your habitual fucking instincts telling you, yo, fucking fight or flight, run, hide, stress. You don't have this, you feel lack. It's just the natural way of life to try to create matter with matter, to think, oh, I don't have this, so I'm going to think about this thing, and I'm going to think about my lack of this thing, and I'm going to put the work in to have this thing. But you can't create shit if you're thinking this way, because your brain and heart are incoherent. You're thinking about the things that don't help you. Our only job to manifest is to feel those feelings as much as possible, to remove ourselves from that habitual way of feeling lack, of thinking what can go wrong, of stressing, and we start to feel how we want to feel. This takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of practice, but you have the ability to do it, and I know that you want to put in the work. You want to change your life. You want to manifest your dream reality. And when you start to maintain this feeling with your eyes open, this is when you tune into that potential that you have. And this is when the synchronicities come true. This is when you start to create the fucking internal feeling in this external reality. As soon as you start to feel that emotion of lack, this is when your attention is no longer on the feelings of how you want to feel, and your feeling is now back on that lack. You've forgotten that you're the creator of your reality. You're going to create more lack. You're going to try harder. You're going to force it. You're going to try to control everything. So why not try it another way? The first step is becoming conscious of those unconscious thoughts, becoming conscious of the subconscious, becoming conscious of that 95% of your day that you're being controlled by your beliefs, habits, programmed thoughts, perceptions, behaviors, your automatic emotional responses. I'll go over that in the next video. This one's running a bit long, but I hope you really gained value out of this video. I hope this video truly helps you out. Create your reality, change your fucking life. I know you can do it. Just gotta put in the work. Gotta be able to do this shit with your eyes open. I'll go over that in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for that. Peace out.